I recently spent a couple days in Pennsylvania, and my first stop was at a place called Exton, just outside of Philly, and stopped in to hang out with my friend Ravi Varanasi from Real Property Management Varanasi. Ravi and I were shooting some content about what he's doing out there, and then we just started kind of talking about his experience at Vendoroo, and it just became a really good description of understanding what this whole agentic AI feeling is like, right? Ravi is one guy, he's got a part-time help in his office, and he's leveraging Vendoroo to the max and having a really, really good experience and competing in a very competitive market where he is closing doors using the software, using the AI, showing it to his prospects and closing at twice the price, right? So this is a really, really awesome, sincere conversation from an awesome guy, Ravi, who hosted me for the day and then came out to our event. Enjoy your time with the effervescent Ravi Varanasi. Welcome to the Property Management Framebreakers podcast. I'm your host, Pablo Gonzalez, and I am here to introduce you to the folks in the property management space that have broken the frame of what you may believe was possible. This podcast is presented by Vendoroo. It is your all-in-one AI solution for resolving your maintenance needs. Let's go. First thing I want to know, just genuinely, why are you such a super fan? Why are you such a Vendoroo super fan? If I may say that.
Of course, definitely. I'm very proud of Vendoroo and being a Vendoroo vendor myself because it's a no-brainer. One word answer to is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
In property management, time is the essence, and unfortunately, property managers also have only 24 hours a day. So within 24 hours, there's a little or as much I could achieve. Doesn't matter how many staff I can engage into the systems. So the only solution is automation. And when I first met you and your company, automation is not that something that I have to go back and tweak every day and again keep an eye on that kind of a thing. When I meant automation, it is genuinely fully automated. Not that I have to take control after 5 miles of ride, in a car kind of a thing. So that's when I went through the systems, and when we have the implementations and when we have the setup done initially, that's it. There are no further tweaks or further things that I had to adjust to my style of drive for the automation AI and the Vendoroo piece. When it comes to maintenance is our biggest pain. The reason I would say that, the tenant expectations goes every day higher and higher. Even though our lease agreements say that we will respond to you 24 hours to 48 hours unless it is an emergency. Mm-hmm. They treat everything as an emergency. For them, a small bulb is not working is an emergency. I can't live that without that bulb right now, kind of a thing. Versus, there's a flooding of, the pipe broke in the basement. They both are treated equally in their mindset. I don't deny the fact, because if you're living into a property, everything could bother you, as small as or as big. But to come over that, I need an automated system for my maintenances. I was looking for one and talking to people, but they're still, they would help us in dispatching the vendors, not actually responding to the core requirement of the maintenance request. So that's the reason I would say it's a no-brainer to go and work with Vendoroo as a property manager, because that is the core. The moment a work order comes into the system, my kangaroo jumps and talks to them instantly. Not 20 minutes, not 30 minutes, not even a minute, within the same minute. We're talking about few seconds. And it want to understand, because in the communication, the work order communication, tenants say that, for example, my sink not working. That's it. Their work order is done, submitted. And there's nothing to, as a property manager, that doesn't give me a full picture of that. My team has to call them and say, okay, what do you mean by the sink not working? My system says that you have 4 bathrooms. That means you could have either 4, or if a double sink, then you could have 8 sinks. You have a laundry, you have a basement. So which sink we are talking about? Okay, the particular sink is noted. Then, okay, what's happening? Oh, it's leaking. What do you mean it's leaking? Leaking from the faucet or from the down of the pipe? There's so many things, or can the leak be contained, stopped with the wall turned off? As simple as that. This triage is done by Kangaroo today. Vendoroo, basically, Kangaroo is my buddy jumping there. I like the Kangaroo, that you name it, literally jumps. So it will triage and get all the information, including some photos. Photos are very, very valuable. They're gold because my vendors, when we write to them, they have no time to read a page length of description versus the photo worth 10,000 words. I send one picture of a leaky faucet. They immediately know that, oh, I have these spare parts in my truck. So they go immediately without need of purchasing and wasting 3-4 hours in a hardware store, and they fix it instantly. So this flow actually brought down numerous hours of manual interpretation, understanding what the actual problem is and explaining the same to my vendor what the problem is again. So I was doing double duty, collecting the information and passing that to my vendors. Right now, that's all automated for me. The moment the tenant gives all that story, the my Kangaroo, I'm calling it my Kangaroo, is transmitting to my preferred vendor. And it automatically understands, the system automatically understands, the system here is Kangaroo understands when we talk about faulty leaks, it is plumber. It knows what category it is at. When we talk about a light bulbs, light switches, thermostats, it understands. It understands between, is it an electrician versus a HVAC technician. It understands the whole concept behind the work order, whom to be assigned, and automatically assigns. And text my office, this guy already scheduled tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So the scheduling is also done behind the scene. My vendor says, I'm available tomorrow 2 o'clock. When my Kangaroo talks to my tenant, tomorrow 2 o'clock is no good, tomorrow 4 o'clock. It will transmit that information back to the vendor. Vendor says, okay, fine, 4 o'clock. They both agreed. It's confirmed. In my system, 4 o'clock schedule is scheduled, and I get a notification, and I'm happy. And not just that, I can go even much deeper. 1 hour before 4 o'clock, vendor gets a text message as a reminder. Hey, 4 o'clock, you have to be there at 123 Main Street. 1 hour before, the exactly same 3 o'clock, tenant gets a message. Hey, vendor Mr. X is coming to you in 1 hour. Be at the property. Like, look out for him. And it will share his name as well, his company as well. If he's not our, our own vendor or a technician, so they know exactly whom to expect at the door. Hey, Mike, how are you? Okay, welcome in, kind of a thing. So all this manual interaction is being automated with one Kangaroo. And it's not that I have to go every day to change it. The only thing I need to change is that if I want to change my priority of my vendors. For example, I have 2 plumbers. I want to add a 3rd plumber. I can go and add and give him a ranking. If this is the county, talk to this plumber first. If this is a zip code, talk to this vendor first, this plumber, electrician first. I can go in deep. I can schedule or program my vendors based on the zips, based on townships or counties, kind of a thing. That's a lot of flexibility. That's exactly where it is, I input my data as if I'm talking to a team member, to Kangaroo. And Kangaroo remembers everything. It remembers 24/7. I don't have to repeat that. I don't have to ask for any, feedback tomorrow, unless I go and tweak myself. Okay, remove this vendor, add this vendor, kind of a thing. It stays there. And it is so programmed. It is, it's a system. It is a machine. So it learns very fast. It reads between the lines. It now, after like 3-4 months of me with, became friends with my Kangaroo, it understands my tone, my style of me writing to the query. We call it query and prompts. It understands what my prompt is coming from. Sometimes it corrects me. No, you said that before. Now you're contradicting yourself, kind of a thing. It'll tell that to me. So, oh yeah, thanks for that, nudge, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's keep it that way. Don't change that. Do this, and I can change settings at a work order level or at a complete high level. I can have a general instructions. one of my general instructions example is that the moment the work order comes, notify the owner. So they would know instantly a faulty sink is leaking in my property. But it tells, don't worry, we are working on it. So he's just notified. Some owner says, please do not notify. So I can come back to the property level and say, for this property, any work order, do not notify the owner. We will only notify when we get to the point where we need an estimate approval. My system, also, my Kangaroo also knows that there is a $500 cap on maintenance. So if the estimate is below $500, the owners are not disturbed. If it is over, even a cent over 500, it will wait for their approval. It sends the estimate to them. I need to estimate. If they don't respond in 4 to 6 hours, which I asked for, it will remind one more time. It will remind exactly what I said. Send an email first. In 4 to 6 hours, send a text message. If they don't respond within 8 hours, 8 days worth of working hours, let me know. I will call them in person. They feel happy. Oh, sorry, Ravi, I was busy all day, but I got your couple of email and text messages. Thanks for that. Yeah, please, you have my approval. Please go ahead. That's a time for me to talk to the owner once. Hey, by the way, how are you doing? How are the kids doing? Any vacations coming up? Any concerns that you see these days? No, but I see that I get a lot of text messages these days. What's happening? Yeah, we have a new staff member called Vendoroo. My Kangaroo is talking to you. Oh, that's awesome. AI? I love it. He's doing good. So I have a great feedback from my investors, my vendors too. My vendors say it is keeping them on top. It's not that me telling them once and waiting for 24 hours and again, I give you work order yesterday. What happened to that? Where are you? So no, I fix a time. Send this work order to the vendor number 1. Wait for 4 hours. And give them another 1 hour time. If you don't accept it, go to number 2. So I told them physically once when we meet, I told them, if you don't respond within those time frames, you lose job.
Yeah.
Your job is going to somebody else. So be on top of the things. If you want to work with us, you got to respond to us. Yeah. So we decide, whom to be assigned. Is it an in-house technician or a third-party outside technician? We can tell exactly, and that box it's a Bible to Kangaroo. It follows line-by-line instructions, reads, remembers, and does exactly the same way. So you asked me a small question, but this answer is like, I'm a big fan because I'm loving it. That's saving me a lot of time. Me and my team are loving it because it is accurate, and we don't have to do anything again and again. It's the maintenance is taken care of. Of course, we go there, we check there. We look into the work orders. We keep an eye, obviously. Like any other AI tool, it can go wrong too. But now that I haven't seen any, but we want to keep an eye to make sure that there's the communication between the tenant and the vendor is done, and I can set the tone. Our tone is always professional, be a property manager, staff kind of a thing. Be nice. The tone is always set to that. Be pleasing. Say thank you. I even wrote instructions. At the end of every conversation, say thanks to the person you're talking to. It does.
That's cool.
Because it doesn't know it's a machine. It may not have those emotions or those kind of behavioral things built in. So, but we were working with that, and we're saying that. Say hello. If it's the afternoon, say afternoon. If it's the morning, say good. Like wish them, and they know their name too. So yeah, take their first name. Hey, Mike, how are you? He feels like okay. I know it is AI, but it's so customized, so personalized. Yeah. It knows me. So kind of a thing. So cool. They're feeling happy.
I'm not going to lie. Hearing Ravi describe the whole experience of what Vendoroo does for him is still mind-blowing to me. I can talk about it all the time, and yet when my clients actually tell me that this really happens, it's still kind of magical. But you don't have to sign up for the whole magic ride to begin with. Something that we're doing right now is we have created a diagnostic exam. If you just export a work order history from your PMS, you send us that plus a PMA and a lease agreement, and our AI now has the data set that with just that, they can compare you across 500 other property managers of varying different automation scores and tell you how you rank based on how set up you are to scale with automation. This is the certainty that everybody's been looking for in order to not turn on AI and scale chaos, right? Let us run this diagnostic for free for you. It's going to spit out how you compare to high automation property managers in the way that you handle maintenance, and the gaps that you might have in your agreements that allow you to do that or not do that. Tell you how you compare them, tell you the difference between the two of you, right? So what you would need to do to catch up. And last but not least, they walk you through step by step what to do first and what outcomes are the greatest. It shows you the actual outcomes. So shoot me an email at pablo@vendoroo.ai, or just go to the website, sign up for a demo, and tell them that you want this diagnostic done for you. They can do it for you in 3 minutes. The stuff that you're going to learn about your business is mind-blowing. Go check it out.
So
That's I don't think I've ever had anybody kind of like go, soup to nuts, the entire kind of encapsulate the experience of what it is to use this thing. And I feel like I often describe it and I say all these different things, but I stop myself from saying certain things that you're saying because it sounds so. It sounds like magic, right? Like what you're saying sounds so futuristic to me that I could totally understand a property manager hearing it from me and being like, yeah, okay, buddy.
Correct.
Where's the catch?
correct.
Right? Let me ask you, how long did it take you? I want to push back on this idea that like you opened up the box and it was ready to go, right? Like I know that onboarding is usually different for people, right? Like I assume you put some work into it, right? Like can you describe me a little bit about kind of like the work that you put into it to get to that level, and then how much did it take for you to actually begin to trust it the way that you say you trust it?
Great question. I think a couple of weeks ago, another RPM guy who wanted to, get into Vendoroo, and I believe Quan or somebody gave my reference to speak with me, and he calls and we spoke. It was supposed to be a 10-15 minute call, went for more than an hour. I tell every property manager within RPM or outside RPMs, any RPM, any property manager, it is as simple as that. Understanding two things. You want to buy a car. Let's say you want to buy a car, whichever that you can afford, right? But imagine you don't know how to drive. You fail, right? You don't accept that you failed.
Yeah.
You say the car failed, right? Car failed because you don't know how to drive, but you will blame car. Similarly, with technology, the same thing happened. That these tools, I have a strong IT background.
Yeah.
What happens is that you have a tool. You guys built a tool, put together. Well, it's overwhelming. It can. There are limitations, obviously, but those limitations are really far away for the work that I want to execute through that. So it is pretty much within that scope I'm looking forward to. Just like the way I said, you need to know how to drive before you buy a car. You need to know what to say to Vendoroo. The two things every property manager should know before they get into this AI tool. One is define your vendors first. Very, very important. If you don't have vendors, Vendoroo AI fails. It collects the data, but it cannot assign job to somebody. So you have to manually go there and do it. If you're doing that piece manually, then you can collect the data manually as well. You don't need Vendoroo for that. So understand what Vendoroo can do and give what it needs. It cannot work without a vendors list. If you don't provide a vendors list for all the categories, there are so many categories in property management. We wear like 10, if not more, hats.
Yeah.
Right? You need a plumber, you need an electrician. There are two kinds of electricians. One that can just change bulb versus fix a fan, versus one who can actually go to the electric panel, understand the local code to put a breaker system there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So have all those guys, a handyman. There's certainly again, handyman are different levels. You need floorers, you need cleaners, you need painters, you need many, locksmiths, window guys. All these are needed to you. If you don't have them in-house, make a relation of a third-party vendors, talk to them, sign a couple of documents so that they can work for you, give them clear instructions. I am going to send you work order through my system. This is how it looks like. My kangaroo will talk to you, and you will be given 4-hour or 5-hour window to accept the job. If you do not accept the job, vendor 2 will get it. So that's very, very important to educate them what to expect. Then they're not surprised. They say, oh, Vendoroo, is it a new app? Is it something I can download? No, I'm not good with phones. I can't do blah, blah, blah. No need to download anything. No need to go to any, browser to sign in, log in to understand. No, it's a text message. You click on the text message, automatically vendor pops in. All you say, you accept or you decline. If you like the job, accept. Have any questions? There's a chat box. Ask questions back to vendor. You said this, I'm not clear. So can you give me more information? It already collected 100% information from the tenant when he inputs the work order. It will chat back to you, to the vendor, and provide that. Once you're satisfied, take it. Schedule the time and move on. So first thing I would say, have the good process built in for vendors list. Second thing, go through that, that 1 hour, 2 hour trainings that vendor provides once a week, attend them. And it's a huge knowledge transfer happens in that 1 hour small seminars.
Yeah.
And you'll be assigned a dedicated person. You have weekly calls. If you need twice a week calls, you can have with Kwan or somebody. Mine was Kwan, and I can talk. After I met Kwan, I felt that I met a brother from another mother, kind of a thing.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's such a great person. His energy and his knowledge and his willingness to help me, right? So I loved it, and we need more people like that. So connect to the rep that assigned to you, ask questions, build your system thoroughly, call your system, type your system million times. I did that.
Yeah.
I created a dummy property. I gave stupid work orders that make no sense. I gave wrong answers to Vendoroo to tease and see.
Yeah, you're talking about just testing it, like messing with, like what you said. You call your AI receptionist.
Yeah.
You also mess with like the maintenance intake thing.
Yep.
You try to break it
Yep.
just to have fun.
Exactly. And Kwan said, Ravi, why are you doing all this? Yeah, I want to make sure what's the limit here.
Yeah.
When does my kangaroo give up and say, get lost, you Mr. Tenant, I'm not talking to you, right?
Yeah.
No, I tried one midnight, just for casually I tried one midnight too. See, is it really works on midnight?
Yeah.
During day I understand. Is it somebody like sitting there and not answering me in the midnight?
Yeah.
No, they answer 24/7. I did. 1 o'clock in the morning, I opened my phone, went to my Vendoroo and my own test portal,
Yeah.
and gave a command to take this work order.
Did you set an alarm for this, or were you out drinking
Well-
one night and then you decided to drunk dial it over here?
Let's get there. But however, drunk or sober I am, the vendor acted professionally.
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting.
It did.
Yeah.
It took all the information I'm supposed to give it to her, and it understood. It was very polite and professional, rather polite, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's exactly I expect my tenant to be treated. Because in this game of the property management, the word respect is a very very huge commodity.
Yeah.
Because to start with, both sides, tenants versus the owners, there is no starting baggage of trust. Trust need to be built over a period of time. It is not that I got I got a investor to manage his property, or I got a tenant into one of the properties I'm renting. That the trust is not automatically built. It's zero, literally, if not in negative.
Yeah.
It takes time. Systems like these, when I tell them, hey, I have an AI tool, they don't understand what is AI tool. That's fine. All they care about is that in the middle of the night, I have a work order to be submitted. Is somebody really talking to me, listening to me, and putting this work order to a proper vendor channel? And I get scheduled by that vendor to fix my problem. That's all they care. They don't care whether Ravi does it, or Kwan does it, or Kangaroo does it.
Yeah.
No, they don't care.
They care what's in it for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And same thing on the other side, my investors don't care who does it, but they care about how it is done.
Yeah.
At what price, and what's the quality of the service. They care. That's how I built my trust with them. I tell them, hey, this is how this person is doing, and this is done at this cost, and these are the few estimates I have, and this is the best estimate at the best quality, and you have them. After 1 or 2 work orders or 1 or 2 months into the line, the investors understand, okay, Ravi is hard working, putting his feet down there, and he has systems. Ravi can be awake 24/7, 7 days a week. So he has, I also have a maintenance people that can answer phone after hours. But I still have them, but down the line, I can not only save money, but I can convert that resource to do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to answer phone, because now my kangaroo answering all the phones as well as working on the maintenance. So I can release my current after hour staff to utilize them for other works.
Interesting. Let me just make sure that we're recording all this because this is all right, awesome. It's like,
Oh, trust me,
I'm like,
I can
everything that you're saying is so good. So
I can repeat that million times.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
man.
because
Yeah.
23 years into IT industry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've done lots of development, lots of. I started as a developer a long time ago, then move forward to become, a team lead, a tech lead, and an IT manager, kind of a roles I've done
Yeah.
all my life, on both sides, business as well as IT side. However, I'm not excited as much as this because AI is very new. Uh, Everybody's using AI right now, as small as
Yeah.
the way we use Google itself is now
it's now AI first.
completely
Yeah,
AI
yeah.
filled in. It's not just a search engine anymore.
Yeah.
So knowingly, unknowingly, we all are using it. All the sensors, automated cars, automated microwaves. Other day, my dishwasher. You won't believe me if I tell you this. We replaced a top-notch dishwasher. It's AI built. You know what it does to you? The dishwasher understands your pattern of washing.
Yeah. Interesting.
And if you if you have a habit of cleaning your plate, like no food, literally, right? And you rinse in the sink and you put back in. Versus, I come to your place for a dinner,
Yeah.
my habit could be a little different. I may not rinse it thoroughly as you are,
Yeah, yeah.
and I place it. It knows that somebody visiting my house today.
Wow.
It knows the pattern changed. These
Wow.
plates are much dirtier than what supposed to be.
That's wild. That's cool. That's like it's going from like the Internet of Things to the AI of Things.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting.
I was shocked to understand. I was reading the manual
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
that they provided and said, yeah, it is
Yeah.
AI built. I said, what do you mean by AI built for dishwashers? It's not walking away anywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I just put the dishes, shut the door, and done. That's it. One single mechanism inside. No.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked to understand.
Yeah.
So they're building like that. And it understands between a tall glass versus short glass. In the top rack,
Yeah, yeah,
when you
yeah.
place those
Yeah,
wine
yeah.
glasses
Ah,
versus the short glasses,
Yeah.
it knows it adjusts the pressure of the water sprayed according to the length of the glass.
That's wild. That's wild. So then the story of uploading your vendor list. Did you already have a well-defined vendor list? Did like Juan have to like help you through that? Did you already have all the right processes, or did Juan help you through that? Like, were you worried about the whole like automating chaos kind of thing? Like, talk me through that part.
I thought I had. Like until I know, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, right?
Yeah, totally.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I thought I had a pretty solid vendors list. Thanks to Quan again, he walked me through. It took us at least 2 iterations or 2 weeks to understand what I need. Like I said, every category, every property manager should have at least 3 vendors each category.
Yeah.
3 plumbers and 3, every technician should
Yeah.
be 3 each. We have at least, I think myself, I have identified 15 categories.
Yeah.
So now I have 15 times 3 different each, vendor for each of those. And then we input that back into the system. We ranked them 1, 2, 3, and we tweak the system such a way that if it's a plumber, we give them 4 hours window. Emergency, again, this is one list. List number 2 is all emergency lists.
Yeah.
Same story, have more than one vendor in emergencies, and if it is really, really emergency, the vendor will also tell the tenant to call 911.
Yeah, true. So then you didn't have this fully filled out. It took you about 2 weeks. Was this kind of like, hey, here's your homework, go do it? Was this kind of like co-working sessions with Juan?
Mostly co-working.
Yeah.
And Quan is in a different world, right? I live in Pennsylvania, he's in another state altogether. Could be in Dallas, could be in Florida, doesn't matter, right? But everybody have access to internet. So he helped me identify local vendors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He searched it in front of me. I could do the same thing too, but he saved my time. He went through their Google ratings and provided me a list of other categories.
Yeah.
Before that, I should say, like I said, every property manager needs 15 categories. I know only 10. He showed me other 5 categories where I might need vendors down the line, which we never know. We may not use it, God forbid, we may not be using them, which is good. But if I need, hey, I have them.
Yeah,
I called them, I spoke to them, I signed my documents with them. They're on board. I collected their W9s and COI, so they're in my system.
Yeah.
If I need them, I can use them. Kind of a thing.
Yeah. So one of the things we found, like we've now like really refined this process, right? Like it's all very like AI first, and we have all this data now, and it's actually 12 categories. That's like the optimal,
Yes.
like having, like we have that down. We have these ways of rating them. And that is, I mean, what you're describing to me is what I also picture, right? Like this idea of there's some stuff that you have to do, but I've heard that other softwares, essentially, like when you onboard them, you then pay for an extra coaching package so that they can like build out certain things for you. When what we do is like sit down and do it with you and like teach you how to do it or do it for you, and it's all included. And I don't think people really know that, right? So that's one of the stories I'm trying to get out.
That's a very valid question. There are two pieces here. One is that you pay extra for getting trained, or they will throw a bunch of video links at you, which would be like 30 hours, 40 hours, DIY. Okay. Oh, when you're free, look at them. When am I free? Am I free at all?
I'm never free.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So somebody tells me, oh, there are 6 videos, you can learn about the system, look at them.
Yeah.
No, I'm never going, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. So the whole point we are working with Vendoroo is to save time, and you're asking me to go and look for videos for 6 hours?
Yeah.
No. This is a very great interaction session with the rep I had. So it's like one-on-one, hands-on to set up the system until we are done. And even after we are done, the sessions continues every week. I can bring more questions or more concerns, and system can be tweaked. And even today, every Thursday, I meet Kwan.
Yeah.
The new Kwan now, and there's one other Kwan.
Yeah.
He's awesome too.
He's great, yeah.
So we both are working together to make small tweaks in the way we want to input stuff like that. And yeah. So no, it is no addition to pay for training, nor it is something they throw a million links for you to watch at your free time, which never happens though. But it is hands-on, and hands-on is not 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's ever. It's been this is my 4th month. I still have weekly calls with the rep, and if there's nothing to discuss, that's fine. But we go back to check the quality of I always go back to a couple of work orders, what Kangaroo said, what tenant said.
Yeah.
Okay, is it this way? Can we do little better than that? Kind of a thing. We always open up the live examples.
Tell me that story of was it a renter? Was it a investor that you said like you opened up the AI and walked them through and you're like no that wasn't, there's no way that was AI. What's that story? Can you tell that story?
That's funny. This is the investor. We were telling them that we use AI for our maintenances.
Yeah.
He said, like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I mean that when the work order is initiated from the tenant, our AI called Kangaroo, the rule jumps and talks to them and does the triage and decides whom to dispatch. And it'll talk to the dispatcher, the vendor, and adjust everything and schedules. And when the estimates come, if it is over the limit, then you, the investor, will receive a message, hey, we have an estimate for over $500, and this is the work to be done, and this is the property, obviously, and would you approve? Please approve, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Then you have 2 options: approve it or chat with my maintenance. Can you give me more details? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we're trying to fix over there, kind of a thing. If you don't like that, it'll tell you, want to talk to somebody? Call our office. This is the number. It provides everything to you. And no, I don't think things exist like that, he said. What do you mean? I said, yeah, no, that's what I meant. I don't think AI is that smart that cannot talk to people, collect data, assign to vendor, and then inform the owner. No. I think it's your team doing it. I said, why should I lie? Where are you? I said. He said, I'm in office. I'm going to send a link of my Zoom meeting. If you don't mind, I can show a couple of our work orders what happens exactly.
Yeah.
And I had one work order that morning with a very lengthy discussion about the way our Kangaroo triaged and collected 20-30 questions were asked in that flow.
Yeah.
Did you type that? Yeah. No, it's not me typing. You see the Kangaroo sits on the corner, right? Did you see that? That's him.
Yeah.
His name is Ru, and he's the one doing everything for me. He did all it, and then he assigned the job to this particular plumber here, and then I opened the plumber chat there. Plumber accepted immediately. There was no chat in between work order and Ru and the vendor. He accepted, and within the next 4 hours, I'll get an estimate now. If the estimate is below 500 as required, then the owner is not informed, and the row will take a decision and it'll tell the vendor to schedule the work. I said, crazy, Ravi, you are really crazy. He said, no, I said, this is not it. We are even crazier than this. That's when he really instantly fell in love with the systems and started loving us. We won that, he got 2 properties and I won the deal with him. And we
I
actually,
love to hear that, man.
that's a
great outcome.
great outcome.
Yeah.
Because he's been working with us, I believe, little after Thanksgiving, I believe, November. And he's back and forth about how much you price, how much the cost, others are cheaper than you, kind of a thing. The regular sometimes do happen.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Somebody see the value instantly. Somebody start comparing apple to apple, but they don't know they're comparing apple with oranges until we actually
Cyber
expose
oranges.
it. Exactly, cyber oranges. Until we expose the actual fact that, hey, look at that and look at this versus, right?
Yeah.
Then I love when they say, can I come and visit? I love, I want them come and visit our office.
This is a nice office.
I want to
Yeah.
them see we in the work,
Yeah.
meet my team,
Yeah.
and understand what we do, and I can show them live examples and talk, the whole 9 yards of the property management in detail, and I can win them very easily. So after the phone call, he said, actually, I thought of coming to you, Ravi, but I don't think I need to come to you. Send me your PMA.
Nice, man. It's funny, right? Because when you first started telling me this story, where my mind goes is, you know my face is all over social media, and ads and whatever, and there's so many like responses to these ads.
That's how I
that are
found
just
you.
like, that's right, I know. There's so many responses, comments to these ads that are just like, oh yeah, right. Like an AI is going to do this when I call American Airlines and I want to punch myself in the face trying to like talk to a chatbot. You're going to tell me that it can actually talk to a tenant and blah, blah. And people
Somebody
just don't-
said that to me, referring to the internet company.
Yeah. It's either like they're either
Internet
comparing it to like
companies way advanced
Verizon
than you,
or to
Ravi.
like,
They're much advanced in technology, and their automated phone call is so stupid. Yeah.
And it's impossible to tell someone that, like you can't compare, like not all AIs are the same, right? Like obviously not all AIs are the same. And unfortunately, the ones that people have the most experience with are the worst ones.
Correct.
It's like the Bank of America chatbot that I want to punch myself in the face every time I ask it something.
Correct.
So like that is kind of like I wanted to get to that point, but what really pumps me up is that you're actually the first person to tell me that by showing somebody my Vendoroo, they did business with me.
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
Which makes sense when you say it, right? Like you look at someone, you're like, oh my God, these people are doing this at this level. Of course, this is why you have a professional property manager, right?
See, what happens is that when we talk about our property management being so great, the services we provide,
Yeah.
it will be very hard if somebody challenges me, show me your systems.
Yeah.
What am I going to show them? My software? How much they're going to understand if I show them my software, right?
Yeah.
I know the value of it. I know the easy of working with it.
Yeah.
It's very technical that I cannot literally over the phone
Yeah.
show them how my system works.
Yeah.
So I asked him, like, allow me, like 10 minutes, I'll share a link. I'll show exactly what I was telling you, how our maintenance is done. And he saw himself, okay, this is the work order. I explained him, this is the work order.
Yeah.
This is the tenant name, blah, blah, blah. And I wish down the line, we can have these made into small clips. And
If you ever record a Zoom call like that, I will make small clips for you, 100%.
we have to make that into, a value-driven
Yeah.
for property management because we are using Vendoroo.
Yeah. That's where my head is going too. It's like, can we make small clips about it? The other thing I'm thinking is like, can we train our clients to do this?
Yes.
Right? Like this is a great insight,
Yes.
like a signal of just like, oh, hey, Ravi had a call, and it's like, hey, let me just show you why we're different. For example, how we handle maintenance, hop on a Zoom call, pop open a work order, go through it with it, be like, this is AI, this is AI, this is AI. Just think about like somebody else trying to do this. That's a great thing to sell. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. Because that's a huge
massive.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, man.
That's a proven value, and it is not, something that we are shy of to hide ourselves, or it is difficult to show.
Yeah.
It's much easier to show them what exactly running through those triage systems.
Yeah, that's wild. Last question. So you talked about your vendor list and going over and right-sizing your vendor list. How did you feel about your processes going in? Like, did you have, like, whatever workflows you were using, whatever things that you had, can you talk me through kind of like, was that a similar experience to like, you and Juan sit down and rewrite those? Were they already good? Did Juan just go away and then bring you new ones and you implemented them? Can you talk me through that?
Great question. Before Vendoroo, we did have our own processes to handle our work orders, and we also have a great CRM along with AppFolio, which is Lead Simple. You already aware of that.
That's right.
So,
The RPM ecosystem.
yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. Which we're happy to now officially be part of.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very glad you are
Thanks,
in,
Steve.
and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
My pleasure, absolutely.
yeah.
So, the thing is that Quan did not disturb my ecosystem at all. He tried to understand where I'm coming from. He asked me like, okay, give me what is your process today. We only tweaked that particular, we just cut that little, open up that, the where the work order is initiated and how the communication happens and how the vendor is managed, how everything is, notified to the owner and estimate is done and scheduled and work is done. So from work initiation to work done is done by Vendoroo guys between, the Roo guy between.
Yep.
And work is done, that's when my system will pull up from that point. Oh, work is done. So I take the actual invoice from the vendor and give it to my boost system. We call it a boost system. I give it to them for payment. So the vendor is paid after.
Sure.
So that's exactly where I wanted to end my Roo. I don't want my Roo into my accounting system.
Makes sense.
So the work is done. It'll ask vendor, give me pre and post pictures, and once they post those pictures, it'll ask for the final invoice.
Yep.
And final invoice comes, it'll notify me, and it stops there.
Okay.
That's it. And my team will take that final invoice and put it into our accounting system, and we follow through that.
Okay.
So no disturbance happened there, and I was very, very concerned initially to see that not where it starts, where the Roo stops. I don't want Roo to get into my accounting system, particularly my boost system, but which is nice. It stops there.
And then those points from when the Roo takes it to when the room drops it off to you, did you just accept whatever Roo was going to do, or did it learn something that you were doing, or was it a mix of those two?
It was a pre-built and Quan bought it,
Okay.
but we made little kind of tweaks the way I wanted it.
Okay. Through those calls.
Through those calls.
Okay.
Like I said, 2, maybe 3, if not, that's it.
Okay.
And within 2 or 3 weeks, we're up and running instantly. It was kind of a plug and play. And you plug and play and you can change your direction, course of direction, anytime you want to. Oh, I like this, like any other software, like any other method that you wanted to have it done. So you can change according to, okay, I said so, but let me change this. I don't want it to happen this way.
Yeah.
I want 1, 2, 3. No, I want to do 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, kind of a thing. You can change those little modules here and there and work around.
Awesome.
And it's not that difficult to change.
Awesome.
And Quan taught me also. He will teach you exactly how to change that course also.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? So
I don't need to know any. I do, but I don't have to know any software languages.
Yeah.
No need to know any prompting methods. Nothing. It's plain English the way I'm talking to you. I just say the same thing.
Yeah.
Only thing is that I don't use please and thank you. I say, hey Roo, do this. That's all. But Roo tells me thanks, Ravi.
That's right, because you trained it to.
I trained it to. Be polite to everybody. So
Yeah.
it wishes me like good morning, good afternoon, kind of. I love that. It's you feel as if you're talking to a human down the line.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Last thing that I want to vet. This is something I learned new, right? David Norman. Do you know David?
Yes.
Yeah. So David is essentially saying like, man, we now that we understand a lot of the things that we're kind of sharing with the market right now are coming from like we've reached a certain capacity where we have this very unique data set that nobody else has because all we've been doing is understanding behavioral insights between human and workflows and machine, right? So his latest insight is like he really understands the 90-day pace of this thing. So I want to kind of just like test it with you. You tell me if this is what you experienced or how you would change it. He says that the first 30 days, he calls it learn. Right. You're learning what the AI is doing. The AI is learning what you're doing. And you're going through these like iterations with your AI coach, Juan, for you, where you meet regularly and go over it. And there's like insights that happen both ways. The next 30 days, 31 to 60, is delegate. That's when you start kind of like letting it do its thing and you're more spot checking and refining things around it. And then days 61 to 90, he calls optimize, where you're really kind of like now you're able to just kind of like build the rest of the system around there, like round out your vendor list. You have everybody in place. You're training everybody. These kinds of things. Is that similar to what you experience? How would you change that? What's kind of like?
I would say it's mostly similar.
Yeah.
Even though you put into 330 days,
Yeah.
I would say that is achievable. All that could be achievable within the first 30 days.
Okay, but we're not trying to overpromise. But yes, continue.
No, I doesn't mean that way.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just saying from us. You can say whatever you want.
learning curve could be different for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
At the same time, like I said, it's a plug and play.
Yeah.
So if you want to interact with your coach quickly, more often, and understand how you want to change your iterations of the whole thing, and then optimize it, yes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter 30 days or 90 days. It's easy to optimize, and once you optimize, it's just like it's sitting there running 24/7 behind you.
Yeah.
And very importantly, in the past this 4 month worth of time, I haven't seen a downtime of my room.
Oh.
I don't know. Didn't I see it, or I don't know. Every software has its own
Oh, you're talking about one of the big softwares went down, and
kind of
you
thing,
didn't
right?
see a downtime of
2
the
or 3
room.
times happened this month. So many things went down,
Yeah.
and those servers were locked out. I don't know where your servers are. I need to ask you, but I don't. I never asked you. But they were never down. I never got any message saying that the maintenance is blah blah blah. This Saturday we are not working, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But it's sitting on my system all the time, and it's taking messages. I never had somebody said that we tried to reach you and we couldn't reach you, kind of a thing, because not only my maintenance, even my phone.
Yeah,
my
sure.
my roof my phone is the roof, by the way, right?
Yeah.
So my roof phone is absolutely phenomenal. I categorized everything.
Cool.
Like easy to, if it is like sales, you are a new owner looking for, send it to me. You're looking for maintenance, send it to one of my team in maintenances.
Yeah.
You're looking for particularly this piece, okay. Accounting, you're an owner still particularly looking for, where's my money, okay, talk to my accounting. So I can do all that, and I can have a million words to transfer categories without having those many extensions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, what you're describing, because we just kind of jumped into that, is the AI receptionist.
Yep.
When people call in, there's a bunch of different paths that somebody wants to speak to in your company.
Correct.
And it can serve as like a phone tree without it being a phone tree. Somebody just calls in and says, "Hey, I want to talk to Ravi about leasing." It's like, "Oh, actually, I'm going to give you to the leasing coordinator."
Right.
And then sends it in with regular language. And those are all customizations that you've built in over time.
Exactly.
Because what it's trained to do is to understand if it's an emergency or if it's a work order. If it's an emergency, routes to emergency. If it's a work order, it'll create a work order. Correct. And then and then it starts texting with them, right? But you're using it as like your operator as well.
Exactly.
Your receptionist.
Exactly.
And you've built in these kind of like routing rules
Like a tree,
of who it goes to with natural language, which is our worst product.
I don't know that about that, but so far so good. And I even observed that my receptionist tone changed, and it's improved. The way it's sounding is totally improved.
Yeah, we're rebuilding
much
that whole
softer,
voice,
and I don't call every day, but maybe once in 3-4 days to make sure it's.
I'm gonna start calling yours. I always beat up on Tim Richards' one because
is it right? Okay.
because I went to visit him before. Now that I visit you, I'm gonna start messing with yours as well, man. I do it too, by the way. I'll get a couple scotches in me and have to talk to him.
I do that because I want to make sure it's working, right?
Yeah.
It's not a regular phone, so I call different timings with the different moods and different requirements.
Yeah.
I know that something doesn't exist, so I call. I call wrong numbers too myself.
Oh, yeah.
I say, can I speak to Ravi? And he says, oh no, the office is closed. Can you tell me more about that? Yeah, I'm looking for Ravi because Ravi promised me he will sell me a tractor.
Yeah.
That make no sense, right?
Yeah,
so, okay, which Ravi you're looking for? This is a property management company. I don't know where Ravi works, but he promised me that he will sell his tractor to me.
Yeah.
I want to see what my
And what does it do at that point? Does it say
no? It said that Ravi is not available right now. 2 options: wait until Monday to talk to him, call back.
Okay.
If not, I can take a text message and send a text message to him.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Then I said, take a text message, but his number is, I gave a wrong number, not my number.
Yeah,
he said, then that's not the Ravi we have in the system.
Wow. Okay. I did not know that. Okay.
No.
That's
Then
cool.
it said, you can also email. I can also give you his email ID.
Yeah.
It said.
Yeah.
I said, give it to Ravi at tractor.com. No, that's not the email I have on the system.
Yeah.
So I try to fool around with this. I know, but
She must hate
nobody
you,
does
man.
that. Nobody does that. But I want to see how to break it.
Yeah.
I want to give up and say, oh, all of a sudden it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hung up on my face kind of a thing. If it can't understand.
Yeah.
But even though it doesn't understand where I'm coming from, it was like trying to see because I said Ravi. So it's okay. I know who Ravi is, but that Ravi is not the same that the Ravi you're looking for.
Yeah.
So ultimately it said, yeah, our offices are closed for this weekend. Call back on Monday. We're open at 9 a.m. I said, okay.
Ravi, this has been awesome, man. I feel like I try to describe these things to people, and I know that to be true, and yet sometimes I feel crazy when I'm saying it because it sounds so like
Because majority of people will be not scared, but they don't think they want to test this way.
Yeah.
They try the all, the right happy path scenarios
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
But happy path do happen because people call, and I'm getting calls anyways, right?
Yeah.
I want to try and see in the non-happy path, kind of give it a hard time to the,
Yeah.
because they're not a human. So if it's a human, then it might say anything,
Yeah.
call me back, kind of a thing. But
Yeah.
I don't want to lose a good call because the receptionist is not capable to handle.
yeah, because he's not pissed off about the last call
Exactly.
from some guy calling her at 2 in the morning.
Exactly. And another thing, right? You call 10 times and all 9 calls are different. So
Yeah.
10th call is a fresh, a new, brand new call. No baggage on the 9 call
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
So
Awesome, man.
that's a great project. Yeah, I can talk hours on this. I'm very happy. The only thing I would say is that I will wish you guys in such a way that improve it, nail it more,
sure, yeah.
bring it more, make it more tougher,
Yeah.
and bring more automation. I need other automations too. The more you guys can automate us, our processes,
Yeah.
the better we can deliver the peace of mind that we always promise to both our investors and tenants.
You're the man. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank
That
you.
was awesome.